back. June 13th, National Cupcake Lovers Day. I gotta make cupcakes. What am I, 5? Anyway, if you're gonna make cupcakes or you're gonna do something just out of the ordinary, there's only one place to go, and I've told you this before. Gretchen'sBakery.com. That's where I went for this one today. She does, I'm not doing it as fancy as hers. If you go to her website, you'll see. I'm going to put her address up. When you go to her website and you look at these, hers are all fancy, done, Swiss buttercream, all kinds of stuff on the top, piped up. Yeah, I'm not Gretchen. I'm not a professional baker. But I do love the idea that she came up with, which is a peanut butter stuffed brownie cupcake. Does that sound right? Something like that. It's got like everything you could love, like 5 different lovable desserts into one. You got a brownie. You got peanut butter, cream cheese piped into the middle of that brownie. So now you got, chocolate and peanut butter, brownie, cheesecake. You just name it. You just put it in a cupcake, all put together. So it's really, really going to be a cool show today. So let me show you what you need. It's not too many things. It's 2 separate things. And as always, full props to Gretchen at Gretchen'sBakery.com. Love her stuff. Love her. She's awesome. And we'll be right back. Okay, so for your peanut butter brownie cupcakes today, we need 6 ounces of semi-sweet baking chocolate, 10 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar, 4 large eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a cup of all-purpose flour, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. For your peanut butter swirl that goes in your cupcake, you need 1/3 cup of cream cheese, 1/2 cup of peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 1 large egg, and 1 1/2 tablespoons of whole milk. Okay, so let's get started today. Now, of course, when it's time to find my muffin tin, my cupcake tin, it's nowhere to be found. You know I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and be going to get my cup of coffee and trip over the thing and crack my head open. It's what always happens, right? When you need something, it's never there, but when you don't need it, man, you can't get that thing out of your face. But anyway, I remembered that I had these little silicone cupcake cups. So I'm just going to have to make do and do them on here on this cookie sheet and hope that they bake up okay and it'll be fine. I'm thinking they will be. They're like the paper cupcake cups, but they're silicone, so they should hold the shape a little bit better than if I tried using the paper ones. Alrighty, so that's what we're using for today for our muffin or our cupcakes because we don't have our muffin tin. But anyway, in a pan, let's get started. Let's melt down our butter. Okay, our 10 tablespoons of butter and our chocolate. I'm just going to break this up a little bit better. Okay, this is that baker's chocolate. So you basically needed 6 ounces, so I think it came out to like 1.5 boxes. Okay, so let's melt this down until it's all smooth and melted. Be right back. Once you have your chocolate melted here, just make sure the whole time this is melting, you're stirring it, okay? Don't just leave it there to sit there and burn. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you're using a spatula and really scraping and doing all of that. Okay, now in this big bowl, we're going to mix together our 4 eggs. One of the eggs we save for the peanut butter part of this. So this is just the brownie base, okay? So you're basically making homemade brownies from scratch, okay? No box mixes. Gretchen don't use no box mix, and we don't use no box mix. Okay, so our eggs, our sugar, our vanilla, and our salt. And we're just going to whisk that all together until it's nice and smooth in this bowl. Now I know you're thinking, well, how come he's not using his KitchenAid mixer? It's right there, because we're going to use that for the peanut butter part of this. Okay, so this part we're just going to do by hand. Okay, so just incorporate this all together really well until it's nice and smooth. So then once you have that mixed together, you're going to take your chocolate mixture and add this to this. Now, this is probably still a little warm, so I'm going to whisk this as I do it, just to make sure that, I'm going to do it slowly a little bit at a time, just to make sure that it doesn't cook my eggs here, okay, and give me scrambled eggs. Okay, so then a little at first, and then once they're tempered, then you can really get in there and pour the rest of that in. Okay, as I splash it all over myself. I probably have it all over my face. I felt it fly up at me. Okay, make sure you scrape your pot to really get all your chocolate out of there, okay? So that's that. Now you have this chocolate mixture, okay, with your eggs and everything else. Now it's time to add our flour. So when we do that, we're going to sift it because we want to make sure it's nice and smooth as we do, okay? So just sift that into your chocolate mixture and get that all incorporated as well, okay? Here's our cake batter or our brownie batter, okay? So that's all ready to go. Now we're going to make our peanut butter filling for our cupcakes. You're going to start with your cream cheese and you're just going to whip that really good, okay? Cream that cream cheese really good, okay? Once you got that creamed in there, you're going to add your sugar to that. I hope you're keeping track of the two different measurements, right? Don't use your sugar that you use for that, for this, and vice versa, because it's two different amounts. Anyway, so you're just going to cream this really good. Make sure you take a spatula at some point and scrape down. You want to make sure you really incorporate all of this cream cheese, okay? Because otherwise it just kind of sticks to the side here. So you just want to make sure you just loosen it up a little bit, okay? To the cream cheese mixture, you're going to add your peanut butter and whip that in there too, okay? Ooh, sorry, clang. Okay, and then once you see that this whole filling is pretty much incorporated, the cream cheese, the peanut butter, you're going to add your egg to that, preferably without dropping the shell and everything into your mixture. So there's a couple of things I'm really not good at. Piping is one of them, which I got to do for this, and cracking an egg. Why? I just have a problem with those things. Alrighty, and then once you see this is all incorporated, you got the egg, the cream cheese, peanut. Once that's a nice smooth mixture, you're going to add your milk. Okay, and that's just to thin it out a little bit for when it gets piped into your batter. Okay, so this is almost ready. We're going to put that in a piping bag and we'll be right back. Got all our components ready. Our peanut butter filling is in this piping bag, which we're going to pipe into our brownie mix, but we got to get that brownie mix into these cups. Okay, so I'm guessing the easiest way is just to scoop it in. Take a spoon and just put it in, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's going to be kind of messy though. I don't know. We'll figure out how to do them. We'll be right back. I don't want to. Yeah, I got to show you how to do it. Everybody knows how to fill these cups. Okay, we'll just do it like this. How's that? And you want to kind of go about 3/4 of the way up because you're going to pipe that peanut butter in there. You don't want to fill them all the way to the top. And according to Gretchen, these don't rise that much, so you can kind of go about 3/4 of the way up. Okay, let me do this. I'm doing a good job so far. If I mess it all up, it'll be in the blooper reel. Be right back. So there is our cupcakes all packed into this tray. I might have to spread these out on a bigger tray because I think they're a little too close together to bake. But anyway, there is our piping bag with our peanut butter filling that's dripping all over. See, I hate piping. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Anyway, the trick that I did with this one is a friend of mine told me don't put a tip on it. That's why, because it gets clogged all the time and you hate it. So no tip, just a big open spout that I'm going to stick into each of these and squeeze some peanut butter into the center of these cupcakes. Okay, that's it. That's all you do. Hey, this is working out really good. I may do this from now on. See, look, I don't hate it as much anymore. This is why I tell you guys all the time, practice makes perfect, you know? Sometimes the first couple times you try something, it's a nightmare and you go, oh God, I'm never doing this again. And then you find an easier way, or a friend tells you an easier way. Thank you, friend. And you go, hey, this isn't so bad. And you know what? It's not so bad. These are going to be really good, I think. Alrighty, so anyway, enough blabbering from me. Let me just fill the rest of these. I don't even know if I got enough in here to fill all of these. because we got to make sure we got one for the taster. Probably all the peanut butter I spilt when I pulled the bag out. Would have finished filling those, but that's okay, okay? Okay, so that's ready to go in our oven, 350 oven, about 25-35 minutes. Keep your eye on it, baking, okay? Toothpick comes in, comes out clean, maybe a little moist. Wet crumbs, I think she said, is okay. Just not raw battery dough, okay? And I'll clean up this mess and we'll be back to try one of these. We're not decorating them like Gretchen, only Gretchen's doing that. Thanks, Gretchen. See you later. Okay, so there they are, right out of the oven. Well, not right out of the oven, otherwise I wouldn't be holding this without my silicone mitts. But there they are. They came out different sizes. I didn't have enough of these silicone cups for the batter I had, so I had to grab some of these paper ones, and I just like multi-layered it so it would be a little harder rather than just one. I didn't know if it was going to make the batter fall all over the place. But anyway, it's time for the tasting. Now, granted, like I said, if you go on Gretchen's website, you'll see the recipe for these as well. And she does this fancy like peanut butter, chocolate, buttercream thing on the top with the... I suck at piping. I mean, I was able to pipe the peanut butter into the middle of this, and that's about as far as I'm going to go. Eventually, I'll get to that point. Maybe I'll have to go down to Florida and visit her, and she can give me some lessons on how to pipe correctly. But anyway, let's just break one of these open and see what we got here. As you can see, there's a peanut butter core in this brownie cupcake, okay? When I tell you, the stuff she comes up with is amazing. Now granted, would it be even better with that stuff on the top? Oh yeah. But it's a really good brownie cupcake with this peanut butter. I mean, it's chocolate and peanut butter. How could you beat that? Alright, I'm going to have to take some of these to work or something because I can't have all of these in my house. This is dangerous. Alrighty? Cupcake Lovers Day, everybody. Make some cupcakes. You don't have to make these, but I would. See you tomorrow.